Oh, Seven Citizens, Black here from Castle Black Gaming, and with the prison changes for 318, I wanted to offer up a quick guide on how you can lower your sentence in faster time than ever if you're deciding to take the legal route. I will be doing an awesome guide next on how to escape, but it deserves its own separate guide, so why not go ahead and subscribe and hit that little bell notification so you can be alerted when I drop that and all of my other guides, ship reviews, loadouts, and roadmap coverage, and also be sure to like this video and comment while you're at it. And so with the channel maintenance out of the way, let's go ahead and get to the guide. Alright, if you have a Crimestat 1 or 2, things got a lot easier for you in 318. You no longer need to get captured and sent to prison. You can simply safely land at a station, go inside, and pay your fine at one of these terminals. Of note here is that these are things outside of murder, like trespassing, etc. If you kill anyone, whether that be security or another player, you will be automatically getting a Crimestat 3, and those are not something you can pay to erase, but you will need to move on to the next section of the video in order to remove those. Alright, citizens, so you killed someone and now have at least a Crimestat 3 or higher. It happens. You must now allow yourself to be captured so you can begin your prison term, or the other option is to head to SPK, also known as Security Post Korea, which orbits Selin in the Crusader sector of space, to hack away your Crimestat. Now you need to make sure you have a crypto key on you before going, or you could possibly find one on the station while taking out the guards and looking around. SPK is now the only station you can hack away that Crimestat as of 3.18, since the ability was removed from the other comm stations, so that is a change to be aware of. Now once you're inside SPK, you will encounter resistance not only from the NPCs and a new boss, but also other players, as this will now be a hotspot of PvP activity for lawbreakers and legal good Samaritans alike, so good luck with that. Alrighty, so with a Crimestat 3 or higher, and you being a good Samaritan who does not wish to head over into the PvP scape of SPK, you want to earn your freedom with good old-fashioned know-how and hard work. The good news is that there have been some changes to the prison system to help lawful players get that sentence down much faster. Now upon waking up in prison, you can head down to see how much time you need to work off at the terminal in the center of the prison. Now with that knowledge in hand, head into the mines. You have 3 options to choose from in terms of which mine shaft you work, but before heading in, be sure to take this mission, Inmate Maintenance Opportunity, which gives out merits as a reward, which is the currency you use to trade for a reduced sentence. Taking that mission will dictate which tunnel you take, 1, 2, or 3. Now as you can see from my mission, I needed to take Route 3 and head to a depth of 5. While traveling toward your mission objective, be on the lookout for these metal nodes, which you can hand mine. There's 3 types to mine: Aphorite, Dolivine, and Hadnite, with that being the order and value as well, so you'll find a lot more Aphorite than Dolivine, and certainly more of those 2 than Hadnite. You can either leave these alone and head to your mission objective, or you can mine them to turn them in as well for more merits, which if you earn more than you need, will remain banked for your future sentences. Now I chose to mine as I went along because there seems to be a lot more minables in 318 than there were before, but there's also another item to be on the lookout for as you're making your way toward your oxygen machine objective, and that is the new loot boxes that you will find randomly placed throughout the tunnels. I advise you to loot all of those you come into contact with for a couple of reasons. These loot boxes can have useful items inside like healing and oxygen pins. The healing pins are more important if you decide you want to escape, but more on that in the next video. But the oxygen can literally allow you to stay in the caves pretty much as long as you want without having to run out for survival purposes. Those maintenance missions can sometimes spawn really deep down at like a depth of 15, and if you do not have an oxygen pen, like we used to not have before 318, you could barely make it that far and back before running out, so this was a nice addition. Not only are there life-saving pins inside, but also a knife and a crypto key. Now I know what you're thinking, if you're not going to escape, why would you take those items? And the answer is simple. You can trade those as well as mining attachments you find on an NPC body, escape to a terminal located around the first or second depth to reduce your time even more. Like I stated earlier, between mining, the oxygen maintenance mission, and the loot you find that's confiscated, you have easy ways to reduce your sentences and can save those merits for your next prison arrival, so it's a win-win. When it comes to navigating to the depths you need for the mission, you are looking for little signs with numbers on them that will continue to go up as you get further in. A little tip here is to follow the faint green glow you can sometimes see, as this is a light that's on the back side of those signs and marks which tunnels to take, as the others will all be dead ends. You keep moving through the tunnels, following the numbers until you find the depth you need, and then you'll come across a machine which should be flashing red. Once there, click it and you have re-enabled the oxygen in the area and the mission is complete. You can now head back the way you came, looking for those green glowing exit signs until you're out of the mine. But don't forget to drop off any minables or confiscated contraband at the terminals in the second section of the tunnels. Now, before I end this little guide, I mentioned NPCs earlier. You will come across NPCs wandering around in the mine or standing there looking at their mobiGlas. This is where all of those protesters who stood on chairs in the space docks were sent. So they're just down there serving their time just like you. Don't kill them or do any unarmed takedown, because if you do, it will increase your sentence and thus time in prison. They don't have anything of value on them, just the same suit and mining tools that you have. I wouldn't mind seeing them more useful or possibly even be targetable as a mission if they killed someone, and you could go after them to reduce your own sentence, but alas, they are just there to add to the atmosphere. Alright, and so that's going to do it for this guide on how to end your prison sentence early through the mission and cave exploration system. I'm glad to see the prison system was improved, and even though I do not look forward to winding up there, I'm at least happy to know that there are some more reliable ways to get out. Now, like I said earlier, I'll be posting an in-depth, easy-to-follow guide on how to escape, including the route with my own little visuals to help make it as easy as possible, so even those who never wanted to attempt escape will feel comfortable doing so. Also, if you have questions not only about prison, but anything in general in regards to the game, then please feel free to swing by my Discord, where me and others are there to answer most of your questions or to just talk about ships, updates, or theories about what's next. Remember to be kind to your fellow gamer, a reformed citizen is a useful member of society, and stay positive citizens.